Hi guys, Ann here, and today we have a little coffee talk. Now, I did film this coffee talk already. Yes, I did. I did do this makeup look, and I used my palette. This is with a collab with Saint Angels and Sinners. This was in the Slay Glam box for the month of December. However, Slay Glam box is sold out. However, you can still get this palette on my site. I will leave it in the description box. I do have a back order finally. My restock finally came in. That is a last restock, so once it sells out, it sells out. We are over halfway sold out, so I love it. Even though it's like a Christmassy packaging, I truly think like you can use this all year round. And on camera, for some reason, it's showing it favors more blue, but it's like a bluish purple. It's beautiful. Out of all three palettes I collabed with, this is definitely my favorite. Absolutely, definitely. The color story. But when I filmed my videos, I had no sound. I'm going to let you hear in my coffee talk what it sounds like. It's very muffly. I tried everything. I don't know what the hell happened, so I'm going to refilm what I said. I did film earlier. It wasn't even 8 o'clock in the morning. It was like 7:40 in the morning. And we have a storm coming in Jersey. Flooding, rain, winds up to 55 miles an hour. I know our governor, Phil Murphy, is going to be issuing a state of emergency. And so I went out this morning, got some milk, had to get some double Dutch chocolate milk, and went and got some water, all that stuff, in case the power line goes out from the wind or a tree knocks it over, something like that. I like to be prepared. So at the end of this coffee talk, I'll put that clip in. It's about a 10-minute clip in case you're interested in that. So I came on here because I wanted to tell you what happened. I signed up for boxing. Yes, I did. Me, a boxer. But no, it's more for fun. It's more, one for exercise. They had kickboxing, they had boxing, they had karate, they had other things. And I'm like, you know what? I like boxing. I've always liked to box, so why not? And it gets my mind off of things with things that I'm going through, or if I'm angry, I can get my aggression out. And it's just for fun. I'm not going to be like fighting people in a ring. It's just something for fun. It made me think of my daughter's father. We'll call him Billy. So I met Billy when I was in high school. We never dated. And he lived in a different city. And back then in high school, so in the early 90s, it was called Coke Classic. And what that was a basketball game at the end of the year, like Thanksgiving or something like that, when like the different cities play each other. And my city always beat his city. And anyway, so you get to meet people and all that. And he was so funny, always tried to talk to me, but he was never my type or anything like that, and he lived in a different city, and I didn't have a car. How can I see him? So we would talk on the phone and flirt, but that's as far as it ever went. Well, when me and my son's father broke up, when Tyler was 3, maybe a few months later, I actually took my grandmother to the mall to buy her some sneakers, and long and behold, Billy was there. And we start talking. He didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend. And so, I would go over to his house and different things. It was different back then. Well, his father, may God rest his soul, he was an assistant pastor of a church. And so every Wednesday, I would go over there for Bible study, because anybody that, was friends with his kids or dated any of the kids, if you were there, you had to partake in Bible study. And I loved it. That's what actually got me learning the Bible and all that type of stuff. And he didn't just preach like church. Even when he did on Sundays at church, he taught the Bible. And a lot of people, even churches now, don't do that. They preach and all that, but they don't actually teach the Bible. And so I learned a lot from him. That's how it was at that house. No cussing. You had to leave by 10 o'clock. You couldn't say, it was very, strict, but good, There's Nala. She's doing so much better. You see how she does me? You see? Nala, that's not nice. Anyway, but now Billy, he was different. Okay, he used to get in trouble. He was a Golden Glove. He was in boxing, and back then in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I'm sure it's probably like that now. If you were a Golden Glove, if you got into a street fight, they can charge you for a weapon. Your hands can be used as a weapon. And there were so many things that I've seen. Oh my God, I want to talk to you about it. Well, he used to teach me how to fight. I was always fighting even before, but like he would teach me, like he's the one who taught me, like your power when you punch is right here. People think your muscle here, that's your power, but your power is here. And so he would tell me, now I'm left-handed, so he would say when you punch, you turn your hand. You put that's where your power comes, right? Also, I always would just go with my left right away. He says, no, you always hit with the, and then you go in with your dominant hand. So you hit with your right and then you power punch with your left because, or what have you. And so we would play around and all that kind of stuff. Billy was crazy. So when I met Billy, I, of course, drank. That was my choice of drug and stuff. But I never did anything else. I tried before, I think it was acid or something. It was like a little tab you put on your tongue or whatever. And that made me hallucinate. And I thought the stop sign was chasing me. Didn't do that again. But as far as, like, I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do anything but drink, okay? And when I met him, he was a big-time drug dealer. We used to go to New York to get his stuff, and he didn't sell weed. He sold the other stuff, the rock, okay? And that was very popular then. Maybe, I guess now it's more like Oxycontin pills, all that. But back then it was that, And we used to take somebody that did that, and they would smoke it, test it out to see if it was okay or not, and, all that. And then he would get hotel room, like a motel, and would sell out of there. Well, I had a son at the time, so of course at that time my mom would watch Tyler, of course. I mean, I've never had him around that. And she would just think I was going out on a date or hanging with my friends or something, and I would be with him. Stupid, my gosh. And I remember one time, oh my God, this is how I used to be and the people I used to hang with, okay? Now, mind you, at that time, I showed this picture before right here. Tyler was, what, 7 months, 9 months old, something like that. I was, what, 19, 20, no more than 20. I was like 130 pounds soaking wet. As skinny as I was, like, I was one of those ones that had the razor blade under your tongue, like, and like crazy, But, like I said, people probably weren't scared of me. They were scared of my friends and who I knew, So I remember one time we were at the room and this guy came. He was probably in his late 30s, early 40s. And he had a $100 bill. Well, he must have owed Billy some money. And he comes and he wants to buy something. And Billy's like, you come here when you owe me money and you want me to give you that? And he takes a $100 bill from him. And the dude was like, yo, that's not mine. This is for a friend, I just didn't bring my friend here because I don't want to, he was the middleman, right? Billy says again, where's my money? And the guy was like, I don't have it, Billy takes him one time, punches him, splits his stuff. The guy, he knocked him out. One hit. And Billy didn't even hit him with all his might, just hit him. The guy was out for about 20 seconds. He comes to, and, he's like, yo, I'm sorry. Well, he came back within like 2 hours and gave him whatever he owed Billy. And then Billy gave him whatever was $100, whatever it was, and, boom. Okay? And here I'm like cleaning up the blood, it's just crazy, all right? But that's the people I hung around. That is the people, the lifestyle that I lived. And, I sometimes think back, like, what in the world was wrong with me? Because I'm not like that. Now, if that would have happened, I would have took up for that dude. Like, what in the hell? Like, I don't know what it was, why I found that type of stuff, like entertainment or fun, or thought these people were my friends, and it was loyalty, I remember one time. Now, I wasn't pregnant yet with my daughters, but like Tyler. So one of the kids messed with Tyler or something like that. And then the father gets involved and talks crazy to me. I call Billy. Billy comes with his brothers and his cousins, probably about 10 deep. Well, as soon as they seen Billy, they were like, my bad, I didn't know that was your girl. But, they just backed it like, and... it's just, I was known when I did, have my daughter, my daughter. I was pregnant with twins, but Lexi's the only one who survived. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's Billy's baby mom," and I thought that was like something. It's so weird. Like, why? I don't know. I love the fact like people had fear. I don't know. And the reason why I'm saying this is not to brag, is to say, I think, if I could take that lifestyle back, I absolutely would. But I also am kind of glad, making sure I'm still recording, I'm also kind of glad because it taught me to have empathy for people. I see people on YouTube that always starting drama, and like women I'm talking about, and different things, and people get mad at and stuff, and I'm like, sometimes they have a mental illness, sometimes they just grew up with trauma or a lifestyle and they don't know how to control themselves, or maybe they just don't have positive people around them, or a friend to say, look, stop your shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And I empathize with people now. I'm very forgiving. How can I not forgive if somebody apologized to me how I used to be? Now, I was never two-faced to my friends or did stuff like that, but how I was at one time. I was the type of kid you did not want your friend around. I mean, armed robberies. If somebody owed Billy money or whoever I was with, my friends with, kicking the door open, taking all the stuff. I'm the one taking my shirt, wiping the fingerprints off. I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Drive-bys. All of this stuff, like, crazy. If you were to see me now, you would never think that's how I was at one time. So how can I not forgive people that do something so stupid? It's just internet drama. And how I used to be. Do you know what I'm saying? I was the type of person, let me just tell you this. Now, this is before I was, to learn a little bit about boxing, but I used to like to fight and stuff. I got that from my mama. And I remember I was the type of person, there was this girl. This is when we had landlines, right? And they would call you. You didn't have cell phones. There were cell phones then, but that's when like they charge you by minute. Or if you called them, you got the charge, or whatever the case may be. So only people that really had money or what have you, or if you did have one, you didn't really use it. You used the landline, right? And I remember she calls there and I'm like, oh, I'm coming over, because she wanted to fight or something. And she was like, well, come over. Well, I'm an Aries, okay? So I am very high-strung, short-tempered, and I'm the type of person, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and nobody can stop me, not even my mother at the time when I was mad, right? So my grandmother used to always say, never go looking for trouble because you're going to find it, right? And a lot of people, they weren't scared what I was going to do because I'm going to say what I'm going to do, And so I go over there. She comes out. She had 7 sisters, and there were people around. This girl comes up, she's running her mouth, I'm running my mouth. I made sure I stayed on the sidewalk because I didn't go in her house. I didn't go, they can get me for trespassing. She comes and she hits me. Splits my stuff open. I was stunned for a second. First of all, I seen like stars, but I'm like, did this bitch just hit me? I'm thinking in my head, if you can count to 5, like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That's how I was. And then when I finally came to, like, this bitch just hit me, I went off. I mean, they had to take me off her. I was taking her head and slamming it on the curb. I could have killed the girl, But I learned, that's when I learned, do not let somebody get that close to you that they can hit you. And that's when I also learned I don't do that talking. If I'm coming at, now I don't fight now, or I don't hang with people that do that type of stuff, But back then, it's like, either we're going to fight or we're not doing this back and forth stuff. And I think that's why, like on YouTube, I don't like going back and forth. Or maybe I do get mad because I can't do anything to the person, Like not physically, but you know what I mean. I learned that, and that has never happened again, And back then, you didn't call the cops. She didn't call the cops. She had to get stitches or staples. I don't know what the hell she had to get. I didn't call the cops. And you weren't scared of guns back then. It's not like these millennials now. You know what I mean? Like, you fight. If I got my ass beat, I'm going to see you on sight next time. Same difference, I need to watch my back if I'm going to get jumped, or what have you. And you didn't have to worry about somebody. of course, who you hung with, they might you drive up, but not just like getting mad because you beat them up and then they come and shoot you. It wasn't like that. Or you get into an argument and they shoot you. It wasn't like that, back then. I mean, now somebody was like, come over here. I'm not going to be that stupid and go over there. Back then it was different, and I was also very dumb. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it made me think, and I thought, I wish I was in boxing back then, because I think because I had a lot of anger, a lot of childhood trauma, just a lot of things that I think that if I would have been in something like that, one, I knew I couldn't fight because I can get in trouble if I got caught, like street fight, and two, it would have kept me out of trouble. It would have... You know what I mean? That's why I believe kids should be in karate and different things, because it teaches them how to control yourself and what have you. But so anyway, I thought that would be great for me to get in now, to get my mind off of things, and I can get my frustration, of just different things instead of being impulsive and acting out. I am just so glad I am not how I used to be. I am so glad that I don't have that mind frame anymore, because some people, they have to watch who they make videos about, or if they make videos about their children or what have you, or take videos and perceive it differently. You don't know what people are capable of and what will happen outside of YouTube. Now, and that's not a threat. I'm not saying I would ever do anything. I would never, not now. Back then, probably, not now. And it's like, I am learning. Sometimes it's best not to watch. I don't want to know, and not be so impulsive, right? Because it's just YouTube. It's only YouTube. Who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares what people think of you? Who cares? Because what anybody says about me, that doesn't affect me, because what that person thinks, what he eats, don't make me shit. Does that make sense? I tell you guys that all the time. But yeah, I thought that would be fun. Let me know, do you guys do anything like that or what have you? But let me know if that'd be something interested in, like, to tape, to see, like, me, like, learning stuff. And I don't know. Maybe you won't be interested, but let me know. But yeah, that's everything. I really don't know what I said in the coffee talk because I have no sound. Yeah, but please pray for anybody in this area as far as the storms and stuff. It's raining now, though I can hear the wind a little bit, but it's not too bad. Tomorrow morning is when we're going to get hit the worst, so I thought it was today for some reason. But anywho, so I want to give you an update on that as far as that's what I joined. Lexi joined the YMCA and she's like, Mommy, you want to come with me, like, to work out with? And I was like, yes, I do. Absolutely. I got to get my summer body for, when I meet my sugar daddy or my man or something like that, after my divorce. Because I won't do anything while I'm divorced, but that is that. Let me know if you like these coffee talks when I sit down and just tell stories, or maybe you don't. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know what to talk about. And like little things, like when I thought about the boxing, it just made me think about that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put in the clip now if you're interested with the car vlog. It's only about 10 minutes long about this morning. It wasn't even 8 o'clock in the morning. So that'll be in the next clip. And yeah. All right, I just got to Wawa. I don't even think it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I still have pajama pants on, and I never go out of the house with pajama pants or anything like that. But, I live in New Jersey, and our governor, Phil Murphy, is getting ready to call a state of emergency because we are supposed to have some flooding. One thing about Jersey, it rains a lot. And the thing about living in Jersey and around, the tri-state area and different things is hurricanes. And where I live, I'm so close to the water that it's, we just get hit hard with flooding and all that type of stuff, storms, And so I guess from the flooding and the winds, I think the winds are going to go up to 55 miles an hour. So it's not too bad, but still, you know, my backyard, I have all those trees and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I want to get some milk, and I know, I coddle my kids. My son's 28 years old, and I'm like, I want to make sure he has his double Dutch chocolate milk, and then I'm going to go to Rite Aid and get some water, just in case the power lines go down or something like that. I am not going to Walmart because I know it's going to be crowded. There's probably hardly any water. And we're good with food and all that stuff. But I like to have, like, just extra water and stuff. So, and then I got to get back and I need to record and do a bunch of stuff. But it's early, okay? I did have my cup of coffee. Otherwise, I would not be out of the house. But I figured, let me do this before people start coming out, because around 9:30 is supposed to start, like, the wind and stuff like that. So I don't see anything yet, but it's still early. So it's like 7:48 in the morning or something like that. All right, let me go inside and let me get the milk and stuff. I'll be back. That's the car shutting off. All right, you want to hear something funny? The total came to $19.76, almost $20, and I was like, oh, that's the year I was born. Anywho, so I was able to get 6 double Dutch. Well, they only had 5 double Dutch, and you know I like to do even when I buy. Oh, I just said hand sanitizer, but I have a cut right here. Can you see the scratch right here? Anyway, got in there. Oh, that burnt. So then I got a strawberry. They either had strawberries or cookies and cream, so I just got a strawberry. And then I'll always show you, because I always get asked in the comments, what are the double Dutch? That's the double Dutch. Now, they have regular chocolate, but he prefers the double Dutch, which always sells out for some reason. And it's just too sweet for me. Like, because I tried it, I was like, give me a sip. Let me see what it tastes like. Oh my gosh, it was so sweet. I don't know how people can drink it, but it's very popular, so. And then I just got a gallon of milk and got some other stuff for the kids, and something for Lexi. She likes those chicken Caesar wraps thingies. And now I'm just going to go to Rite Aid, because I do not want to go to ShopRite, because what will happen, I'll just start buying stuff and snacks and different things that we don't need, you know, because we have everything that we need. And it's going to be crowded, because, you know how everybody is when they say it's going to snow or a storm, or, you know, it's going to cause state of emergency. Anywhere, any state you live in, you know, you just, you know, you get stuff just to, you know, I don't know. And then usually the storm's not as bad. And I don't want to go to Walmart, like I said, so I'm just going, I don't know, is Walmart open this early? Maybe, I don't know. So I'm just going to go to Rite Aid and get, like, a case of water, because we have water at home, but I just want to, just to make sure, in case, like I said, power goes out or something like that, you know? Or the drinking water or something goes bad. I don't know. I just like to be prepared. I've always been like that. I make sure I have batteries for flashlights, like, you know, ever since we had the Hurricane Sandy, which was the worst. And I'll tell you what happened with that. A lot of people don't understand why, you know, like, we weren't prepared for Sandy like we should. Why we got hit so bad, you know? And that's because when the hurricane came, it went back out to the water. See, the hurricanes come in because of the warmth and different things of the ocean water, right? It's just some other stuff. And so, you know, the hurricane came, the storm came in, okay, and it wasn't that bad, and it went back out to the water, okay? And in the middle of the night, I don't know what time it was, what happened was it came back to us, which we were not expecting. We thought it was over. So when it came back to us, it hit us 10 times as hard, and it just, I mean, we just were not prepared for that storm, and that great of a storm, because it didn't hit us that bad, and we thought it was over, you know. And it rarely ever goes back to the water and then comes back, like, with a vengeance, you know, normally. So we got hit pretty hard. So ever since then, like, we're not, this is not a hurricane that's coming, it's a storm, but like flooding, water, and different things. The issue is like when I know like hurricane warning or tropical storm or something like that, I make sure I have bags of sand, you know, and put that on the outside of your door and, you know, all that type of stuff. Like I get prepared. I get the tape where I tape and put X's on the windows and all that type of stuff, you know. I'm just, and even when I used to live in the apartments, you know, because when Sandy hit, I was living in the apartments, the projects, and people thought I was crazy, but I was still prepared myself and put the windows and all that type of stuff, you know. And it's funny, it's, you know, I've always been like that, and I get that a lot from my mom and grandma, because that's how they were, you know, because I've said this, like my mom, you know, and my dad, which my dad died at age 33, but they were born and raised in Atlantic City, and right there's a lot of storms. And then, you know, I grew up down the shore, which a lot of that times we used to get a lot of northeasterns and snowstorms and blizzards. You know, you don't hear too much blizzards, you know, and all that type of stuff, where it'll literally be up to your hips, the snow. We don't really get that too much like blizzards and all that, but anywho. So I am one of those. I'm not one of those like preppers, like, you know, for the end of time and all that kind of stuff. But when I know there's a storm coming, I like to make sure I have crackers and different things that I know won't go bad. Ramen noodles, like all that stuff. Rice. I always have extra bags of rice. Always, you know. Because, you know, rice doesn't go bad like that, you know. You know, I told you, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. And look, when I drive, usually when I vlog, because a lot of people are like, see all the cars? A lot of people are like, keep your hands on the road. But usually when I vlog, there's no cars. Like, you never see traffic. You don't usually even see cars coming this way. But, I mean, it's so early and people are out and about, I guess, getting prepared. It is crazy. Let me turn you around. So, yeah, there's definitely cars out. It's starting to get windy a little bit, but not too bad. Jesus, there are people at Rite Aid, too. They're all thinking like me. And I can see, you can't see because of but it's starting to rain now. I see raindrops. I'll show you. Dang, dang. I mean, there is a lot of cars this early. I should go past Walmart just to see how crowded it is. I bet you it's crowded. So it's starting. Okay. All right, let me go in here real quick and get the water, if there's any in here, and I'll be right back. I don't know what you can see, but do you see the rain dropped a little bit on the windshield? Oh, here, maybe that you can see it better. It's starting to rain, not too bad, but it's starting. Okay, it's starting to come down now. Not too bad, but let me see if it'll show you. See? It's coming. Not too bad. The wind hasn't picked up or anything. Now, I got a case of water, and I got a couple gallons of water. The case of water, I had to get spring water. And then the gallon water, I got purified. Oh, I keep forgetting. And there's a difference. People say, I argue all the time. Some people say, I don't taste the difference with spring water and purified water. I taste the difference. I prefer purified water. Where, like, some people prefer spring water, you know. And then there's people like, I don't taste the difference. Like Isaiah, he's like, I don't taste anything. I'm like, there's definitely a difference. That's like saying spigot water, you know, like tap water, and bottled water taste the same. It does not. You know, our whole family drinks water. We drink a lot of water. I'm so happy for that. Like, we do. I mean, Isaiah probably drinks the most. You know, he's this health thing, you know. But, all right, so I'm just going to get home. I'll make another clip because I'm going to go home and get dressed because I have to film some videos. And then we'll do a coffee talk. I'll let you know how the weather's going and all of that. But, yeah, I can see the wind picking up. So, let me go ahead and get home. And, yeah, I'll film a little coffee talk because there's a few things I want to talk about. All right, I'll be back. Please like this video. It really does help me out. Make sure you leave a comment. Commenting really does help out with engagement, even if it's just an emoji. It would mean the absolute world to me and to Nala, aka Nala Poo Poo. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Nala, why don't you love me? Ito my Nolly. Ito my Nala. Come here. Oh, ito my Nala. Yes, so they can see Nala. Look how good you're doing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that my Nolly poo-poo. I love you. You're putting your weight and everything. You're putting your weight on your shoulder. I love you. I love you so much. Give me paw. Good girl. I love you. I love you. Oh, really? Really? I bore you that much? Do I bore you? Okay. Bye.